It looks like the world owes Trevor Bauer a big apology because yesterday, the former Major League pitcher for the Dodgers and 2020 Cy Young Award winner finally settled the legal dispute stemming from 2021 in which a woman accused Bauer of beating and sexually assaulting her. Now, by settled, attorneys said both sides withdrew their claims and no money was exchanged. So just to be clear here, the woman did not get a dime, just as Bauer intended all along. The former Dodger was not willing to pay off his accuser despite her several attempts because why should he? He knew what actually happened, saying he never committed a crime in any shape or any form. And it turns out it was after that settlement occurred, Trevor was able to finally vindicate himself and prove what he had been saying all along. Before MLB placed him on the administrative leave list and handed down a 194-game suspension reduced from 324 games for violating their domestic abuse guidelines, and before he was painted as a sexual predator to the entire world. That, of course, that he was innocent, and that this woman, his accuser, was nothing more than a liar, taking advantage of the Me Too movement to try and earn a big payday. And Bauer's evidence was a bombshell. Listen to it for yourself.
Next victim, star pitcher for the Dodgers. A text Lindsey Hill sent to a friend before she ever even met me. What should I steal? She asked another, in reference to visiting my house for the first time. The answer? Take his money. So how might that work? I'm going to his house Wednesday, she said. I already have my hooks in. You know how I roll. Then, after the first time we met, net worth is 51 mil, she said. Bitch, you better secure the bag, was the response. But how is she going to do that? Need daddy to choke me out, she said, being an absolute whore to try to get in on his 51 million, read another text. Then, after the second time we met, former Padres pitcher Jacob Nix told her, you got to get this bag. I'll give you 50,000, Lindsey replied. Her AA sponsor asked her at one point, do you feel a tiny bit guilty? Not really, she replied. Since then, her legal team has approached me multiple times about coming to a financial settlement. But, as I have done since day one, I refuse to pay her even a single cent. In August of 2021, Lindsey Hill's claims were heard in court, and during those legal proceedings, critical information was deliberately and unlawfully concealed from me and my legal team. Information like this video, which was taken by Lindsey Hill herself the morning after she claimed she was brutally attacked, emotionally traumatized, and desperate to get away from me. And now we have the metadata, so there can be no dispute. It was taken mere minutes before she left my house on the morning of May 16th, 2021. Without my knowledge or consent.
The video speaks for itself. One of the statements that he made in that video, that his accuser said she was going to get him to choke her out and then extort him. And guess what, guys? That's exactly what she did. And the interesting part, no one for a second questioned her story, despite Bauer vehemently denying it since day one. So I have to ask, what does that say about our society and its attitudes towards men? That they are all deemed to be scumbags if a woman says so? That men are fully capable of lying, but not women? We know that's not the case. We have seen time and time again women take advantage of a situation involving a man for their own personal gain. And their story holds water no matter what, each and every time. The Me Too movement, which originally gave way to give a voice to actual victims, has now transformed into a manipulative tactic for women to make excuses for their own degenerate and immoral behavior, and in turn does serious damages to the stories and credibility of real victims. So here's what I think. This disgusting excuse of a human being who technically, if you look at it, ruined Bauer's life, ever since making the accusation, has gotten him blackballed from the MLB, among other things, completely ruined his reputation. So she should be the one who goes to prison now that her gold-digging plan didn't pay off. Give her the punishment Bauer would have gotten had he had been found guilty. And you know what? While you're at it, make it twofold. This woman should be ashamed. She should be shamed as well and made an example of so that other women do not try to pull off the same type of scandal. Furthermore, end the Me Too movement. It's clear it means nothing anymore, except to strip innocent men of their power.